Hello everybody! Today I want to take the opportunity and make a short video of how I've been earning most of my gold here during Dragonflight. So what we're gonna look at is like, how good is this? What am I doing? How can you replicate it? And how is my process looking? And like, how can you replicate the exact process to make this very clean, easy and efficient? So first off, just take a look on like how I've been doing, and this is not to brag, but just like what can your profit look like. So looking at a 1 week over all my characters, I started out about 1 week ago on 5.17 million gold, and I'm now up at almost 5.7 million. So I would say all in all it's been going pretty decent in making nearly 100k per day. And this is also, like this is my entire account, and I do spend quite a bit of gold, doing Mythic Plus, buying gear and stuff for my own characters. So this is not just pure profit, this is also, covering the expenses that I have on my own personal characters. And you can probably see like the biggest dips here are very likely me, like buying items for my own characters, right? But yeah, like it's I would say a pretty chill way to earn gold, and there is a decent amount of gold that you can earn doing the exact same thing. So the question is, what am I doing? I'm basically selling 3 things on the auction house. So I'm selling blue armor items, blue weapons, and profession gear. And I'm doing this in a couple of different professions. So like I have blacksmithing, I have leatherworking, tailoring, engineering, and jewel crafting. You can also do this in inscription. I haven't, but you can. But the reason that I'm choosing these specifically to work on is that they are very easy to sell. They sell a lot, and they're also very easy to do. If you want to replicate what I'm doing, and I will show you how in just a second, you can be up and running and compete with me on equal footing in something like 30 to 40 minutes very easily. And you don't even have to do it on your main character. You can just take a level 60 alt, fly it to Valdraken, and do it on that alt character. You don't even have to like play it or anything. Like very, very easy to replicate. So why is this easy to replicate then? If we look at the weapons and armor here, you can see that the difficulty to make these items on the top rank is only 60. So you take your alt or whoever you want to do this on, you go to the auction house, you spend maybe 1 to 5k in materials, and just level up your profession. There are some very easy guides that you can follow online for how to do that. There's a YouTuber called Maltius that has very, very easy to follow 5-minute guides on how to level up your professions. And you will level it up to roughly around 50 or so. Then you take a lap around the Dragon Isles, you pick up all those treasures and speak to the special trainer for your profession. And that should give, for most professions, roughly 30 knowledge points or so. All professions then have a generic node. So a lot of the nodes, for example, we have blacksmithing here. This will only give us skill points in weapons, right? But hammer control, this is the generic node, and this is what we're looking for to do what I'm doing at least, because the generic node will give us skill points in anything. So since we are looking to craft both armor, weapons, and profession items, we just want generic skill points. So here we can get 30 generic skill points for blacksmithing, add that to the 50 or so that you will have in your normal blacksmithing skill, and we are now up to 80, which is the highest that we require to do any item that I'm currently doing. And while you're crafting and stuff, you're also gonna get a little bit higher. I think most professions stops earning you easy skill points around the 55 to 60 mark, but it depends a little bit on what profession you are doing. So what I'm doing then is that we now need to look at what we are looking to sell, or like what is good stuff to sell. And here we will basically require 2 add-ons to make this smooth. You can technically make this without add-ons, but it's going to be very, very inefficient, and I wouldn't recommend it, because like The reason that this is so nice to do is that it doesn't require a lot of time. I can basically make all the stuff that I'm looking to sell in 5 to 10 minutes. And if you're going to do this manually, it's going to take you like an hour. So not a very good way to do it. The first add-on that we are looking at is an add-on called Auctionator. And Auctionator will create a tab here at the bottom of the auction house menu, and where we can press full scan. So what full scan does is that if we open our crafting menu again here, you can see that I have a calculation here below the materials that is telling us what the crafting cost of this item is and what profit we are looking to get. So we can see here that if we're going to craft this, we're going to lose 700 gold if we sell it. So yeah, we're not going to do that one today. But then we just go down the list, and here we see that we have a 200 gold profit roughly. So we're looking for items that have a decent amount of just pure gold, but mostly we're looking for stuff that has a high profit margin. So we're just gonna keep looking here, right? Some of these are, like these changes day by day. You can see that, some of these change now when it's updated. So gloves here, for example, they have a 2k profit. The belt here have a 500 gold profit. And we're just going to make, 1 to 2 items of these. And here's another thing that is important if you want to do this. You're not looking to farm the materials yourself. You're basically, the middleman, or like, you are like H&M. H&M doesn't, go out and slaughter their own cows for leather. They buy the leather from someone who's already done that part, right? And that's what we're going to do too. So you just go and buy your leather, your scales and stuff from the auction house, you convert it and you flip it on the auction house for a profit. So once we have done all our crafting, right? Once we are done with that part. So let's say I'm just going to craft a couple of items here so we have something to sell. Like that, right? We will then go to the auction house and press the second add-on here called Trade Skill Master. But before we go into Trade Skill Master and post stuff on the auction house, we need to set this add-on up. And this is going to take, like 10-15 minutes the first time, but it's actually very, very easy to do. Trade Skill Master is an add-on that you could have a PhD in if you wanted to, but we're going to use some very basic functions. So under groups, I would advise you to make a group called Everything. And under Everything, you can then create, like groups for your specific profession. So blacksmithing, engineering, leatherworking, right? And the way I want to do it, or prefer to do it, is that I make subgroups. So blacksmithing has armor, profession items, and weapons. And that's just easier to, remember, or like have everything sorted, right? But it's not technically a requirement. And what you then can do here in Trade Skill Master, so let's say we open up my leatherworking here, and something that I haven't really done, fears. Oh wait, I have those Mire Slush, right? So we can go to the base group here at the top, and here we can search. So if we search here for Mire Slush, you can see that we find these hide items. We can then select them, and these will be divided, like if it's a profession gear item, it will be divided by item level, for example. Here it's rank 2, 1, and 3 for some reason in that order. And then we just like select a group. Let's say this one is going to go to MISC for me in leatherworking, and then we're just gonna move those 3 items to that category. And then we can see here that they are now here in this category, right? So this is something that you want to do, and you want to do it, for all the gear that we're looking to sell. I would honestly say that you're not really, like, if we would look here at, if we search for Pioneer, oh wait, I need to be in the right category here, so base group. You can see here that we have boots and stuff, and these are in like 270, 310, 308. We're not looking to make the lower eye level stuff, right? So I only categorize the highest eye level for each profession. So for example, the boots here, that would be the 316, and that is the one that I have categorized here under leatherworking. So we have it, where's boots? There, 316 for example. So yeah, just a little tip. Anyway, this will take you, 15 minutes to set up or something. It's not very hard. But once you have this set up, we will go to the auction house. We will press the Trade Skill Master tab. We will go to the auctioning tab here at the top. And here you will just select the categories that you're looking to sell stuff in. So as a blacksmith here, for example, I'm looking to sell stuff under armor, misc, profession, and weapons. And I also have leatherworking. I also have tailoring. I sometimes send tailoring gear to this character to sell. And then we're just going to run a post scan. So what TSM now does is it looks in your bag. It looks for any items that are under these categories, because that are categories that we are looking to sell. And it's just like finding the price that we are supposed to be selling it on. It's going to sell it, for the same or cheaper than the competitor. And then we just press the post button, and now we have posted all those items. You can see I have no items anymore in my bag, and they are now up on the auction house. And the reason what we really want Trade Skill Master to do this is because, as you can see, I have a lot of different items, and going through these all one by one, finding the specific price. This list with TSM takes me 2 minutes. This list without TSM would take me 30 minutes. So yeah, it's since we dabble in so many different items, this is really something that you want to do. Anyway, so what I tend to do now is that I go and do some world quests, like go to another character, do a Mythic Plus or something like that, right? And while we've been away, like let's say we've been away for like an hour doing a Mythic Plus, someone has probably undercut us. So what we're going to come back to the auction house here is going to press run cancel scan. And the cancel scan is going to check if we have been undercut here on the auction house. And we can see that we have some active people here, I guess. So we're just gonna, cancel these auctions. So we'll remove them from the auction house. And then we're gonna repost and make sure that we are the cheapest seller. And yeah, that's about it. It is a very easy process to do once you're up and running. This character, my blacksmith leatherworker, is by far, and I mean by far, the one that has the most amount of items for sale. So it's really nice to have them on like the same character. But going through both blacksmithing and leatherworking takes me maybe 10 minutes to craft everything that I want and post it on the auction house. So it's a very quick process. And once you have crafted stuff, you like, depending on how often you sell things, of course, but you might need to like recraft 1-2 times per day, maybe. I usually craft a lot of stuff in the morning. If it's the weekend and a lot of people playing, I might, do a second crafting session sometimes in the afternoon. But most of the time I just repost the stuff that I crafted during the morning.
Something of me?
So yeah, we do another crafting scan here, and you can see how quickly TSM just finds the prices that we are looking to sell stuff for. It is good to keep an eye on like what you're doing here. So like, do these prices make sense? Sometimes someone, like some bozo take the Skinner's cap here and post it for 50 gold. And usually Trade Skill Master is pretty good at, like seeing like, hey, this is not the usual price for this. And it will basically, like cheapest auction below min price on this Severite skeleton key here, right? So it's not going to post it, but like keep an eye out and just make sure the prices make sense. Sometimes you will make a mistake, but for most of these items, there's enough profit margin that even if you sell it for cheaper than you should, you won't lose out too much gold on it. Right. So yeah, that's basically the entire process and how I've been earning, like a good 100k or so per day. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this little tutorial here, and happy holidays to you all.